So good pictures, a lot of good feedback. Looks like it was a ball. Well, I'm sorry I missed it, but I won't miss the next one. I'll be there if it's in a box. But it really was, folks. I mean, y'all probably had a blast. It was, and that's what it's all about. That's what those are. It's not a learning thing. It's an experience thing. It's a friendly thing. It's a family reunion with family you really do like. That's just it.
It was an absolute blast. It really was. And unlike Jim, I never got cold.
I've seen some pictures of Billy causing hell.
Yeah, he was.
I did have a little bit of a good time.
You did? Yeah, can you share?
Just a little bit?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Well, thanks for that video, Bill. It was pretty cool. I like this morning.
I'm just going to say there wasn't enough time in the day to see everything at SWAT. It needs to be about a month long.
I messaged Tom Kenny this morning. I don't know if he's in here or not. I hope he and Walt are still faring well.
He's here.
He's here.
Good. Yeah, I saw where that thing was headed last night. I kind of got worried about him.
Hey, your sound is off a little bit.
You're waking up bad.
Lovely.
Well, you're sounding like you're underwater, so just thought you should know. Don't spit in it.
Well, it's a new headset.
You're blurry also.
Oh, even better.
And you look a little overweight, but you know.
It's the camera. The camera had about 50 pounds.
Bummer.
It's all,
How many of those
Billy,
cameras are you wearing?
It's also
Hey, Tom.
making you sound like Doug
There's
Miller.
Tom.
Well,
How
I'm
bad
here.
did you get it, Tom? Tom, how bad was it there?
Evening, everyone. Or should I say good morning?
Hey,
Paul.
Hey,
Hi, Paul.
Well, we're talking about how bad our weather is over here. How bad is it over there in England, Paul?
Oh, it's not bad actually. Yes, it's been overcast today. We've had a bit of rain over the last few days, but some dry days as well. So typical English summer. Bit of sun, bit of rain, bit of cloud, bit of everything.
yeah.
Yeah, that's odd to hear. A little bit of rain, huh?
Yeah, it's cooler than usual for this time of year, but again, not unusual for where we are, I suppose.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Is this sound any better?
No.
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 It sounds like it's distorting, as if the level's too high.
Hey, Paul.
Yep.
That demo you did the other night with the skew, reckon you could do that sometime again for us?
Yeah, could do. Which one was that?
The one after the meeting, you had the point forward.
Wasn't me. I can demo the skew for you, yes, but it wasn't me last week.
No, it's about 3-4 weeks ago.
All right.
After the meeting, you was showing.
It wasn't Paul.
It was.
Yeah, I don't think it was me. But I'm more than happy to demonstrate a screw for you sometime. But yeah, I think you've got me mixed up with someone else.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
No worries.
Is this any better?
No.
That might have been Cade.
I believe it was Martin.
Was it Martin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was around his round skew.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, I've got one of those too. Yeah, I
Okay,
quite like the
so I've been
vein
turning
skew.
this week. Let's hear what y'all been turning. Come on, what y'all been turning?
And okay, yeah, so it wasn't Martin.
Who was it?
Well, I can't remember now. So
The third guy, there was 3 people in that program. And I was just looking at my pad for the invite to it to see if I could find it.
It was the same night that Dane did his demo using a skew. And after the meeting, some guy from England was showing us how he used a skew with the point, with the toe
It
front
might have been Martin then.
on top.
well, we're being bashful, so
Well, I've changed everything I could find to change or adjust or fix.
Picture looks better, but
It's probably my internet connection, if I had to guess.
yeah, I'm showing you've got low bandwidth.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
hey, Billy, try logging off and coming back in.
I don't see the low bandwidth. I see him having a good bandwidth. I don't know. Try moving the mic closer to your mouth. I don't know. It sounds like I agree with whoever said something about the microphone. I think it might be the microphone. Is it wireless, Billy?
Yeah, it's a wireless headset, and it's a boom mic, and I'm kissing it.
Well, I mean, like I did better when it was beside my mouth rather than in front of, because my breath. See if that works.
Okay, is that better?
That's a little better.
That's a little better, Billy.
Maybe I just had it too close to my mouth.
Yeah. What I do is I have it on my cheek next to my mouth. So, but it's up to you. So,
No, we're good.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I was going to say check your batteries too, because that always creeps up on me too.
Yeah, it's a brand new headset, and I've made sure it was fully charged, so we're good to go.
All right.
Is Billy doing the demo tonight?
Uh-huh.
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 Do we know what it is yet, or is it one of these vast mysteries that Dane's
I
so
was
fond
wondering
of?
why we stood next to that lathe.
No, nobody knows what it is. I didn't even know what I was going to do until yesterday.
Hey, Billy, I appreciate the videos and all the pictures from SWAT that you shared with us.
My pleasure.
They were great.
Yeah, I enjoyed the heck out of them this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did too.
I did too.
This isn't just the fanboy talking, but I got to tell y'all, I don't think I have ever met two sweeter souls than Jim and Rita Duxbury.
Oh, brother.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
I absolutely fell in love with them. They are just darling, darling people. They truly are.
Did you get to meet the bird?
I did not get to meet the bird, no.
Oh.
Thank you, Billy. We had a wonderful time.
We had a really good time. We really did.
I did too. It was a pleasure to meet both of you. I hope to see you again soon.
I'm sure you will.
See the demonstrator tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep. It's great to meet these people in person. You can't. I walked right past Joaquin, I was on the other side of the room and talking to somebody else, and I heard that voice. I said, damn, Joaquin's in this room somewhere.
Yeah, it's unmistakable.
Looking, turned around, started looking, and sure enough, there he was.
But we had most of our lunches and our dinner together with them, and it was really fun to sit and chat. We had the lollipop with World of Wood Turning
Yep,
right up there on the table.
table marker, yep.
Yep. And I brought it home with me so I can take it back again next year.
Great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I had a great time. Got to meet Tom Kenny. That was a treat. Got to see Tim again. Got to see a bunch of people again. Made some new friends. That's just the way it always goes. It's like you meet some old friends, you make some new friends, and you learn.
And everyone handed out a lot of stickers, and we explained what the Zoom meetings were all about too. So I think we reached a lot of other people.
Right.
I hope so. I hope there's a whole new bunch of new faces in the crowd tonight, folks.
There should be.
There should be. If y'all see a young lady come in named Tana, Tana. She's a very, very talented young lady. On multiple facets, she's not only a nice turner. I mean, she works with resin and wood and stuff. Her imagination is incredible. But she makes some very, very nice crochet things, and she's a taxidermist. She does beautiful work. She's very, very artsy. She's very classy
She's gonna
young
try
lady.
to. She's got something going on tonight. She said she might be able to pop in for a listen and be able to say hi real quick, but she's got something else going on.
Okay.
Billy, you're still a bit overmodulated.
I may be. Or I may be trying to talk too loud.
Cracking up.
While we're chatting, I got something that came in through our website. Dave Rhodes, our webmaster, sent this to me this week. We have a request from someone in the Marine Corps for some more Freedom pens. Yes, they need some pens to distribute to new Marines without families present on family days. See, they have a family day when you wrap up and graduate out of basic training, et cetera, et cetera. They have between 12 and 20 new Marines that have that status every family day. And they'd like to collect some pens for that purpose. So if we can get these together, I've got a series of dates, and Dave's got those. And he probably throw those on our website for you, any information. And the address to send these to you can be on our website. That's where everything dealing with wood turning is on our website. But it's to the Paris Island Spouses Club, Private Peppers at Paris Island, South Carolina. And they were interested in about 320 pens. Don't let the number scare you off. You got one? That's what we're working for. One. That's it. Don't ever let those big numbers scare you away. That's got nothing to do with it. What's got to do with it is the one you turn and give us to give to one of the troops that's protecting our freedom. That's what you do. And if you can help us out, please check this on our website. Thank you, David, for putting this on our giving us a note on this. But collecting freedom pens is a never-ending struggle with us. We want to do that all the time. It's something special we do for the people who protect our freedom and serve our country. And remember, we're not in a draft state. These people are volunteering to do this. And a lot of it at a great loss to themselves, personal great loss to themselves, but they will be a much better person for it all. Yeah, you know, they say you get what you pay for. Yeah. So I'm going to make, I've got a box of pens that I'm cleaning out the shop. and I have a box of pens to go. And that I made that note and told my wife we're going to get new refills for all of them, box them up, and get them out of here. Last week, while you folks were outrageously enjoying SWAT, which I'm so jealous of, because I love it so much. I did as I said last week. We have eliminated, or I have transferred all of my tools and equipment to a new turner. New turner's got all my gear. And Tommy came in with the help the other day. When I told him the other day exactly what the overall scheme was, he went speechless. He couldn't talk to me. He was standing there, and I said, "Are you okay with this?" And he said, "Can I have a minute?" And I said, "Well, we are what?" He says, it's on me. I'm okay. I'm okay. We rolled out the bandsaw, the drill press, some of the other tools, and then he came back Sunday morning with some help. He got the one way out and rolled it out. And people talk about how hard it is to move equipment. Tommy works like I used to work when I had my own business and did equipment installs. You think it through and then you make it work. Him and Grant came in here. They jacked up that one way, put it on 2 furniture dollies, and rolled it out and had it on that trailer in 31 minutes flat.
Yep.
The whole thing. A whole kit and caboodle out of here. It was I was really wondering if he ever turned the engine off in a truck. It was that quick of a deal. And I haven't seen him this week yet. He's got to catch up because he's spent 2 days over here getting things out and moving over. So with his own business, he's got to catch up. But I can tell you one thing: if all the stress that I've went through with this brain problem, and this, they say it's a disease, but whatever it is, all the stress that I wanted to get off of me to relieve it, it went with Tommy. It was so good that it went with Tommy, because now I see a guy that is going to be using it. It's going to go and put it to good use. It's going to get worked out. It's going to get exercised. It's going to do what we're supposed to do. It's going to have fun with it. Boy, that's such a good, warm feeling when you know you can do that. I didn't give it any vultures that go out and try to sell it on the market and make an extra quarter or something. And that's not what happened here. And he's not done yet. We have more equipment in the back, and I have Layzilla back there, and we haven't decided what to do about Layzilla. Layzilla is a unique thing. It's an ornamental rose engine lathe. I could have it working in 2 hours' time. About that proceeding, I just want to find a good home for it, where it'll go and be used. And when I said a good home, I didn't say I want to sell it to somebody. I said I want to find a good home for it, where it'll go someplace and be used. It's a fun time. I built 9 of them. I can track all 9 that I built, and they're all still being used. And it's a fantastic addition to your work. It's not the solution to all you want to decorate things. And sometimes it can be a little gaudy. You can have a little fun twist on it. But it is an ornamental rose engine lathe I built, my design. It copies the Armbruster, or as close to the Armbruster as I could get. And I'll find a good home for it. You see, it's important that I find a home for that before I leave. No gloom, okay? If I would leave and I'd be here, what would Cindy do with it? You got to call somebody and liquidate it, and then where does it go, and who benefits from it? So my wood turning tools are going to wood turners, and I feel really good about that. And there's no monetary considerations at all. That's not in here. What's in here is that just like you love to do this, I love to do this. I love to go out, create things. Why do we turn wood? Instant gratification. Isn't that why you turn wood? Huh? You go out there and you spend, get it done, and boom, just like that. And if you want another one, you get another one. Just don't estimate two alike. That's like work. I mean, Duxbury might be able to do two alike or get close, but the rest of us, we just kind of wing it and go for the best. That's what we all seem to do. I want to see some of the stuff that you folks been turning this week. We're going to do a little gallery before we have Billy Burt pop in tonight and do a demonstration for us. Now, this like what Billy's going to do tonight, this is what Worldwide Woodturners is all about. This is a member demonstrating for members. There's no money changed hands whatsoever during the entire procedure tonight. You didn't pay, he didn't pay, we didn't pay, nobody paid, and there's no nothing, no sponsorships. This is being brought to you in part by operators are standing by. No. This is just a bunch of woodturners sitting on a tailgate in the parking lot telling stories. So if you got something to show, throw it in the chat. Go to the chat, type in what you want to show, or that you have something to show. Then Dane will introduce you. When he does, start talking so you pop up on the screen, and then we can find you where you're at. Also, the chat is open for you to put announcements. If you have a club meeting that you're inviting me to, or Doug Miller. I mean, if you're really feeling for Doug, and you want to invite him to a meeting or something, you can put it in a chat. Say, hey, you folks want to join us? We have a Zoom chat on such and such, or our club records. We do our program, our meetings, and puts it online where you can go look at it. That is sharing, folks. We share. If you share, put in the chat. Let us know where it's at. Also, if you do an IRD, that is a remote demonstration. Scott Hampton. I saw Scott at SWAT. It looked like he was having a good time. He's got to have a good time. I mean, look at the guy. But he was there. He does IRDs. He puts them in the chat. If you want to join one of his IRDs, like Cade Bolger does, and other folks that do these demonstrations, in the chat, no charge. Got something coming up? Throw it in the chat. Got an event coming up? Put it in the chat. You have something to barter? Put it in the chat. That's what it's all about, folks. It's the best way to share information in the entire world. It is the best free wood turning show in the world. You got something to show? Pop up and show it to us.
And Scott's a heck of a demonstrator.
And don't forget, we have one heck of a demonstrator. That's right. And he's popping. He's ready. He's ready to go. Boom, 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 boom. I wish.
I believe Billy was giving Scott Hampton some kudos on being a great demonstrator.
Oh, really? I was trying to avoid that. Scott, I did hear some great reviews on Scott's demonstration, and one of our members walked away with the platter that he did.
I know. I was so jealous.
Yeah. Like Billy said, or Duxbury said a little while ago, it was good to just walk up and meet folks and talk with them, shake their hand, say hello, look them in the eye, talk to them. This is nice. And we meet a lot of folks. And it's nice to go to something, a symposium or a meeting or a club event or whatever, and see these folks that we interact with and get to meet them. And just, it's a personal thing. It's a family reunion with family you really do like. I've been saying that about SWAT for 20 years. It'll never change. Isn't it a refreshing thing? It's just so refreshing to go there. I had plates and platters is on my note here. Why? Because Labor Day is what? Next Monday. Yeah, Labor Day. And that's when the fall is supposed to be here. We can all go back to school. Remember those days? We all went back to school on Labor Day. We're looking for plates and platters. So we'll do a little special gallery next week and weeks following. We always do gallery, but we want to see your plates and platters. What's a plate and a platter? This is a saucer. This is a plate. That's a platter. There's no rules. It's really how big did it end up after the last catch? You know, so we want to see your plates and platters. How do you embellish them? How do you decorate them? How did you get unique? Remember, that's the key. Unique. There's never two alike. God arranged that when you started with wood. Never two alike. So we want to see what you come up with. Anything? Let's see. I was popping around to see what else we had. This is meeting number 245. I'm sorry, 205. 205. Yeah, that's wrong on my calendar. But we've been getting together for 4 years, and it all started at SWAT. So, any gallery up tonight? Speak up.
As a matter of fact, we do.
Who's that? Who's out there?
Well, not often he leads everybody off, but Mr. Edwards has got something to show. Hey, Dave. You're muted, Dave.
All right.
There we go. We got you.
I have a thing that I built the last couple weeks, and you can take your choice at it, whatever you want to call it. But I started out as a bowl. Started out as a bowl.
I remember that.
Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, now, what do you call this?
Well, lighted bowl.
Show off bowl.
Yeah, show off bowl. There you go.
You call it awesome.
Yeah, call it
Yep.
awesome. Is that epoxy like you
Oh,
normally
no,
do?
this is my bowl lamp.
Your bowl lamp. I like that.
Hey, Dave, that would make a great Halloween candy bowl.
I didn't hear you.
That would make a great Halloween candy bowl.
Yeah, yeah. But you see,
That
in the
sure
center
would.
here, I had to make like a window before
Yeah.
I poured the epoxy or the resin, so that the light will show through it. So I had to clean everything out of the sacrificial core I had in here. But I had to build it up from the bottom here. I had to put that little area, and I made like a window in there. You could see the window.
So the light transmit clean through it.
Yeah.
Great job on that, buddy.
That looks great.
Very nice.
This is what the light looks like.
Yeah.
You could call
Hey,
it a night light too.
That's
Can you turn, Dave? Can you turn the light off in your room there and then leave that on? Can you turn your overhead light off and then leave that on?
Yeah, right.
No, seriously.
So you can turn the light on. That way you can remember where the candy is.
That's right. Yep.
He's not going to fall for it.
Find the candy in the dark.
If you put something solid in that, will it shine around the outside?
Pardon?
If you put something solid in that, will it shine around the outside? Does the sides of the thing glow?
It's down on the inside here. I had to put a false bottom in here to put the mechanism in the bottom here. Is that what you meant?
Well, if you stuck a cloth in there, wadded a cloth up and stuck it in there, would the sides glow?
Oh, I don't know. You mean put something in there?
Yeah.
No.
No, the light doesn't get through the sides. Okay, I see. Okay. If you raise it up a little, it will. Put it halfway in, quarter way in. Yeah, great. Yeah, bring it up just a little. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, it worked with
Great
Reese's.
I don't know what kind of wood it is, but if somebody could tell me, I know we've done it in the past, we had how do you make a video so that I can show how I made this? And what company or what, I don't want to pay any money or anything up because I'm retired and I'm fixed income.
Right.
And I don't know what kind of wood any of this is. Only on the bottom, it might be maple. I don't know.
Dave,
But
Dave,
it's
there are a
wood that
number
I
of,
have around the shop. But this wood here, I got for like 40% off on some wood place that was trying to get rid of it, and I don't even know what the name of it is.
there's a number of free programs that let you do videos, Dave. No matter which platform you're on, whether you're on Windows or Apple or whatever.
Could somebody put that in the chat so that I can copy it down when I get done?
Yeah, are you running a Windows machine?
Huh?
Are you running Windows on your computer?
Am I running?
Do you use Windows
Microsoft or Mac?
Apple?
I don't understand.
What kind of computer do you have?
Oh, I have HP.
Okay.
Yeah, Windows.
Okay. I'll put a link in there.
I'm hard to hear, and I'm 81 years old, and I have a hard time hearing. Sorry.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Right. So
I think you should have your grandkids come over. Have your grandkids come over and film you.
Well, I don't have any children, so there's nobody's going to even get any candy for free.
just grab the first neighborhood kid you see going down the road on a bike. Say, hey, boy, come here.
All right, that's all I have. Thank you.
All right, Dave. Thank you.
Very nice, Dave.
Nice job, Dave.
Looks
Very
good.
nicely done. Thank you.
That's great. All right, let's go to Mr. Hatch. Hey, Tim. Tim.
Hey, go to the other computer. I'm in the kitchen cooking right now, not in my shop.
The other computer. Why you gotta be in there twice?
Yeah, I know. I got two computers on because I don't want to miss it when the wife comes in and tells me, "Hey, all right, so SWAT, what a great time, man! I'll tell you what, if you can afford it next year, you need to go. It's my second year, and I ended up going big, and I got myself a Greg's airbrush. Holy,
you're echoing.
Who was that?
I don't know where that came from. And I found a Robo-Rest. Been looking for one of those forever. I got it used for $60 from the same guy that was doing the airbrush. And then, of course, you can't go to SWAT without picking up a Thompson tool, just because I like Dave Thompson, and I put a handle on it last night. So now I have a 3/8" spindle gouge that's as sharp as a friggin' razor blade, and maybe I'll be able to turn something decent. So, but I just want to say it was great meeting everybody I hadn't already met. Billy's still a character as usual, and Joaquin's still a character. But the rest of everybody that we met out there, love seeing everybody, and definitely need to go. And you can do it on the cheap. I think my whole stay up there for the week, staying in that Corps of Engineer Park, cost me a whole $60.
Outstanding, Tim.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Wow.
Thank you for the hackberry.
Thank you for the hackberry.
Talking. All right, let's go to Charlie.
Yes, sir. I didn't do much turning. It's canning season. But out of the chunk of cedar I had, I made another box.
Cool.
Nice.
I
got
have
a
a quick,
pop in there.
what's the best thing to coat these with?
Say best thing to coat them with?
Yeah,
Everybody will have a
the
different answer,
finishing
Charlie.
on
Whatever you
cedar.
have on hand.
Okay,
We got
because
92 people on here.
tongue oil
I'll give you-
soaks in real fast, even after it's been sealed. Cedar doesn't want to seal.
What are you going to put in it?
No, it sucks in a lot of stuff.
I always leave the
Just cedar.
inside undone on cedar.
Well, it's cedar. Cedar's gonna soak, period.
Yeah.
It's its other name is called sponge, cracking sponge.
Ah, yeah, well, cracking, yes.
And sponge.
This
'cause it
is
will
also
soak up.
made out of cedar.
Oh,
Charlie, I use everything
Oh.
from hard beaten wax to lacquer. It just depends on what you want.
That's cool.
That's nice.
That is nice.
These I used the General's Bowl sealer on finish.
Okay, looks good.
Seemed to work the best. That's all I have.
Right on, Charlie. Thank you.
Thank you.
All righty, let's see. Who are we gonna pull up next? Let's see. Let's go with Ruby. She was on the list. Hey, Ruby.
Yay.
Fan club of one. I had
No, whole bunch more.
a chap came by today and he wanted to know if I could make another one of these. It's a top of a cane for a fellow. So I turned that.
Looks like a ball hitch.
Yeah, it does.
Looks like a gear shift
the,
knob.
the holes drilled.
Nice.
And then he wanted a couple of pens, and I haven't turned pens in a while. So I turned a Sierra pen and a Slimline for him.
Oh,
those are pretty.
See the way they came up.
Very nice.
When I did these, well, I used the Easywood, the new Easywood small tools, the rougher and the finisher. And the rougher worked about the way I expected it to, but I have to say I was blown away by this finisher. As it was cutting, the resin actually started to shine as if I had just polished it. Like
Wow.
the finish that came right off the tool was even better than if I had done it with a skew. So I was very pleasantly surprised by that. And then this week I did finish up these. I was asked to do their tool handles for a company in Toronto that uses them, put chalk in them for marking lumber. And so I did up 100 of them and shipped them off this morning.
wow.
Cool.
And if they like them, I've got 900 more to go.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I'll be honest with you, the reason I got them done in 4 days was because of the way I set up my shop. I had one lathe set up for just roughing them out, a second lathe for drilling the 9/16 hole at this end, a jig on the bandsaw, which then cut these slots for the to form like a collet.
Right.
And then the third lathe was set up to do the finishing cuts. And then I had to create this. I had a jig I made on the, I forget what you call it, a drum sander.
The oscillating spindle sander.
Yeah, so you would just put it in against there, move it till it stopped on the jig, and this would come out in the right place. the right size every time.
Cool.
Cool.
So it was kind of an interesting project to do. I'm not sure whether I'm looking forward to doing 900 more though.
Ruby, what's the collar on the end? What's that collar on the end?
Yeah, this was one he sent me, and it's aluminum, and the inside of it is threaded.
Oh, okay. Looks like
And
PVC.
Yeah, and it just slides over, and literally it screws itself into the wood.
Right.
Yeah. So
Oh, that's cool.
I hadn't seen that type of a collar before.
What kind of wood are you using? What kind of wood is that?
He asked for hard maple.
Wow.
Would that hold a tool?
Pardon?
Would that hold a turning tool?
No, all it holds is this piece of chalk.
No, but what if we wanted a turning tool?
This holds pretty secure. It would hold it as well.
Beats the heck out of two little Allen wrenches and that stupid Rella.
Yeah.
I wouldn't make this shape for a turning tool though.
No. No, but the collet is fabulous.
Yeah, the
Yeah, I have no idea where you would get these, and when I talk to the chap that owns the company, I'll be asking him that question.
Mm-hmm.
I love your little faces behind you on the sticks. Those are awesome.
my little tree buddies.
Yeah, those are great.
Maybe if you can't find somebody who can make those, maybe talk to Don Doyle, of Rubber Chucky. I know he's making things like that.
I thought Don was retiring, getting out of making stuff.
I don't know. I've got 6 boxes of stuff I got from him 3 or 4 days ago. So no, he's not retiring. He's revamping his shop.
Okay. That's a good idea. I'll have to get in touch with him.
Yeah, because I know he has the capability to make something like that because he's making his own mandrels and stuff out of aluminum and so on. So.
Okay.
I think she's got it under control. I hope you're getting $40 a piece for them.
Well, not quite.
That's awesome.
Right on. Thanks, Ruby.
You're welcome.
All right, let's go to, dare I say, Grandpa. Will everybody know who it is?
Grandpa?
Yeah.
Yeah, good old Grandpa.
Yeah.
I don't get a. Whoa, is that me?
No.
I don't get a lot of shop time because I'm doing a lot of Grandpa stuff. But I made a little box with the world's ugliest finial.
It's not ugly. That's just cool.
That's not ugly at all. It's the candle flame.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the shape is all right, but it's huge. I think my big problem is that it doesn't look that big on the lathe, and I just don't get enough practice. I think that's my problem. I just don't get enough practice. But I had some nice straight grain cherry end grain, and the finial is end grain too, but it's walnut. And I got a fairly decent fit, but comes apart easy enough. But I didn't have any time. I didn't have any time to do anything fancy with the bottoms or some stuff. I just took a shot at getting out there, and I got out there.
All matters.
I definitely need more practice.
What kind of wood is the base?
It's cherry.
Okay, looks good.
But I can't believe it. My cousin gave me some cherry a while ago. I've used up most of it, but the grain on it is so straight. It makes it easy if you're doing a lidded box with the same thing. It's very easy to match the grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But
cool.
Baby
Very
steps.
forgiving wood.
Little at a
Good job, Dave.
time.
All right, let's go to Mansfield. Hey, Bob.
Let me unmute here. How's that?
Yeah,
Cal?
We met Bob too.
Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah, Jim, I enjoyed that. Glad to meet you.
I saw
Get
Bob
light on
go
there.
by one time and didn't get a chance to. I never caught him after that.
Yeah, I saw a couple of guys, but I didn't see everybody. Didn't stay for lunch. So,
I got a
live
selfie with them.
yeah. I live here close, so I was there for about 3 or 4 hours, and then came home. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed meeting everybody and seeing all the stuff that everybody had made. It was great. So let me show you. I got another Christmas ornament here, or Christmas deal to give away. It's just another little angel. The wings
that.
out of balsa wood from Amazon, and you cut them out with a pattern jig, you on a router, so they turn out real fast. The wings do, and even this. I mean, it didn't take 15 minutes to turn them, so they're quick little gifts to give away. And
Nice.
they
Hey,
make
Bob,
nice.
could you put that in the center of your screen so we could do a screenshot?
Sure. I don't know how I'm gonna get something behind it. How about my shirt?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
it works.
Okay, is that good enough?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
How did you attach the wings? Did you make a flat spot on the body and then just glue it on?
No, I just glued it on. I used not to where I like shoe glue. Have y'all ever heard of that? It's really for shoes, but it's a real tough glue, and it dries tough, but yet rubbery. But it's SHOGOO, I think, but something like that. But anyway, I got to where I like that pretty well. It's that stuff works great for most things you really want to hold. But yeah, I just laid it flat on the ground and put a dab of glue on it, set this on top of it, and glued them on there.
Bob, that came in white. I've used it in black.
No, it didn't come in white. I painted it. This is balsa wood. I don't remember what size sheet it was, 12 by 9 or something. I think it's like 20 pieces for $20. It's not very high, but you can get, I don't know, 2 or 3 wings out of it. But I don't remember how many I actually got out of each one, but it was easy to, the wings are real, it takes about 15 seconds to route them out. So they're fast, and about 15 minutes for to do that. And then you got that's Parfex on here, and then buff them out. The little halos are nothing but number 12 gauge electrical wiring, 3 inches of it, and I wrap it around a 3/4 inch dowel and with a slot in it so I can hold it and wrap it around there. And then I use that piece that's in the dowel to actually stick it in the head. I drill a little hole.
Yeah.
And just just press it in.
Good idea.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so
Great
anyway,
project.
those work out real good, and they're easy to make, and they're good gifts, I have one more thing I made. This was
Ooh.
There's a demo.
Yeah, I've got a video of it. But this is a 3 ring. Actually, it's more than 3, but it's 3 basic rings. It's 2. Well, this is a floating bottom, so I guess you could call that a ring. There's another ring. This is actually 3 rings, and then the top one. But it's normally it's a 3-ring bowl. I have a folding bottom, and I have 3 rings on it. I make a lot of these, or I have made a lot of these in the past, and not with the crosses in them. But this time I decided I'd try the crosses. Normally what I do is I make this bowl, and then to spice it up a little bit, well, I'll put a piece of bloodwood or a piece of walnut in every one of these joints. That's the reason it's 12 segments per ring, is I don't want a whole lot of those little wedges across here. It would, make it too busy. But with 12 of them, that's not too bad.
That's beautiful.
Well, thanks. And we've got some sequoias going on here and there. It's
Sure do.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
that maple turned out real good. This was all throwaway wood from a wood mill that we have here. It's Brazos Forest Products, but they cut up wood and throw the pieces out, and for segmented work, that works great. But this little bowl is 11.5 inches and about 3 inches tall.
Fantastic.
Very pretty. The rings here, but so this is, one segment, and it's cut 1/4 inch less than a normal segment for this size ring. The next layer up is cut 3/4 inch less, and then the next layer up is 1/4 inch, just like this one. And you put those on by hand. You do this one with a jig, so you can actually get the 12 segments going around the bowl. And then these two you do by hand, just so you can get the spacing right. It'd be hard to do it with a jig, but I thought it was easier to do by hand. But that's it.
Really pretty.
Well,
Very nice.
If you ever want to visit Florida.
That's Krylon, or Krylon. Is that what it is? Krylon? KRYLON or something like that. From
yes, it's Krylon.
Yeah, I like that better than lacquer. I got so mad at lacquer because it never dries. This stuff will dry like right now. It's probably been 2 days since I've coated it, sprayed it on here, and yet I can set it down and it won't stick. Lacquer will never do that for me. It always sticks, and 6 months later, it still sticks to whatever I got it set on. Anyway, that's it, guys. That was my show.
Very
All right,
nice.
right on.
All right.
Well, thanks.
All right. Well, it's almost top of the hour, so let's go to Sue and get our safety on. And then after Sue, we're going to do our demo. Hey, Sue.
Hi there, everybody. I just got a message from Kent Crowell. He thought he missed the safety talk tonight, and but he gave me a link to facebook.com/JimBob. Is it Burgoon?
Burgoon.
Okay, Jim Bob Burgoon from Lubbock was involved in a wreck Sunday after SWAT. He is okay. He has been the SWAT vendor chair for years. If you have an iPhone 14 or later, you have a crash detection system on it. If you have any other iPhone, you have a free in case of emergency under health. And he wanted everybody to know that. And so I'm glad that he reached out. Now, tonight I'm going to talk about, again with common sense, but we've had weird weather all over the world. Some of it's warmer, some of it's colder, some of it's drastic floods. I mean, who ever heard of a hurricane in California? I mean, we've all had some storms in the last couple of years. And a lot of our equipment is either in a garage or a cellar. For me, it's in my Florida room, and or outside. And we have to be cognizant of when items get wet, or if you got a storm brewing. And even though we take care of our houses, you're having a big blow coming in, and you might board up, you might not. Make sure all your stuff in your shop's unplugged. Because if you went in there and you were flooded and everything was plugged in and you had a short somewhere, you'd never get out of that water. So I'm asking everybody to take care of your machinery, be aware of live electrical wires around your shop, and just take care of yourselves this week. So be safe, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you, Sue.
All right, thanks,
Thank
Sue.
you, Sue.
Thanks,
You're
Sue.
welcome.
All right.
Great job, Sue. Thank you.
Well,
You're
without
welcome.
further ado, let's go to Billy for our demo. Billy, I'm going to make your co-host here real quick. That way you can navigate properly. And similar to our demos, Billy's doing the demo. Billy's going to do his demo his way, his methods, his turning style, his processes. And so if anybody has any questions or comments that they would like to add to his demo, please hold them until the end of the demo. And then those questions and comments can be reacted to at that time by Billy or someone else within the group. And so with that, Billy, the floor is yours. I am going to mute everybody. Please unmute yourself.
As we've been talking about SWAT, one of the demonstrations that I went to was Emiliano Achaval from Maui. He did two demonstrations, one on thread chasing and one on calabash bowls. And I enjoyed them both immensely, but I learned an incredible amount of information on calabash bowls. They're very special. I learned that I'm doing them wrong, have been for years, but they originally was, just the top of the calabash gourd knocked off and hollowed out. And then they started chiseling out the insides with basalt stone and the round shape as well, and then sanding them smooth with pumice stone. And they were only given to Hawaiian royalty. Well, I was not really fretting, but wondering, okay, what am I going to do for the club? So I thought that I would share with you what I've learned from Emiliano concerning calabash bowls. So if I can go to the right place. This is the other side of that piece of elm that I did the other day. It would make a beautiful natural edge bowl in and of its own right, but I decided it's also a pretty good candidate for a small calabash bowl. I've already rough turned it round, and so I'm going to start turning this down, and we'll turn a tenon on it, and then I'll explain the dimension. Get my face shield on. It's touching with my microphone. Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Billy, I think when you switch cameras, your sound got better.
Oh, good. So I've got my face shield on. So we're just going to rough the back of this off. I could have done this earlier, but I thought turning it around was good enough for the time being. Just to save some time. Got a thread thread on the ground. The critical thing about the calabash bowls is actually the way that you take them. either my tool rest walked or my banjo did. I'm not sure. But all right, we got the tenon taking shape. I got Joaquin at SWAT. He, I said, I picked up a Vic Mark 120. And he said, I'm so jealous. And then I said, Chuck. And he's, he thought I bought a Vic Mark lathe. So I'm going to try to just start making that bottom shape a little bit and then I'll explain. I'll get some of that bark out of the way. And Trent Bosch sells these little gadgets for a number of chucks. And so I'm doing the pencil thing because the Vic Mark does on the Vic Mark are a little bit bigger than it does on my record power SC4. But this little gadget will let you fit the inside or outside if you're doing a mortar or a tenon. Got a little bit more to go. You know what? That'll let me get in there. I think that'll work. So the crucial thing about the calabash is the shape. There are no flats on it at all. And the bottom is always round. And the reason it's round, well, I don't know why. Well, because the gourd was. But so you make the bottom round. But the important thing is where you start coming in up here. And according to Emiliano, it's about a third. So about right here. So this will go round and then we'll start coming back in. And I'm only going to come in another, I don't know, quarter or 3/8 of an inch. But we'll make that round and then we can turn it around, chuck it up and haul the inside. Gotta find the mark again. I can't see it. Yeah, that's about it. Now, I know I'm round, but that doesn't mean that I'm always good at creating a round bottom. I've never created a round bottom. Used to it. There are going to be some cracks in this bowl, but that's okay. Another issue or another thing he said about calabash bowls is they always try to leave some sapwood in it. And so that's what I'm going to try to do. There's not going to be too much sapwood in this piece of elm, but there should be a little bit right in here. So anyway, that's the goal. And they don't worry about cracks. It's not all around. But what they do, and I'm not going to have time for this tonight, but I will do it when I'm in the finished piece. They use butterflies in the crack. Sometimes they will use, I don't remember what they call the dowels, but they'll use a dowel at the end of the crack to stop it. But their butterflies and their dowels don't go all the way through. They're just on the outside. Yeah, that'll be round. Thin so. Now, if I can pull off this shape, we'll be in good shape. If I can keep from doing that, we'd be in better shape. So what we want here is a gradual curve. Before I get ahead of myself. This is not real even. So I want to take that. Even it up some. Yes, I'm right-handed. You too can learn to turn left-handed if you. Some more will come off of here on this side, but Triangle. And I'm watching the horizon. Now, calabash bowls come in all sizes. Some are short, some are tall, some are fat. I've never seen a skinny one, so that makes it perfect for me. That was a joke. Oh, look. Not that. Ooh, that's ugly. Maybe a little too flat right there. Oh, that's going to come out anyway. Yes, I am not stopping this with my hand. There's too many cracks and stuff in this helm, and it would get you. Got most of it out. I've got the bottom, I've got the handle of the tool down, so I'm getting a shearing cut here, not a shear straight.
Starting to see the form take place.
Yes, sir. I've got one tiny little spot that's a little too flat right there. So, and I still got some carrot around there on this round. Pretty close. This is an Eddie Castellan trick. I think that'll work. Like I said, I will be putting bow ties in the later. I've got to find some and get the template. I'm going to use a router, little palm router and fit and bushing set to put those in. I'm thinking about maybe trying to do it a different way. Got a little groove in there I need to get out on a little rough spot.
When you take the tenon off, are you going to have it round right to the very center of the bowl?
Yes, ma'am.
And that was the way I was taught to make them.
Yes, yeah, it should be round all the way. There's no flat spots on the bottom at all. That's a little rough down there, but I can clean that up when I turn it around because it's got a little meat there. Another thing is your wall thickness stays the same all the way down, but they leave them thicker at the bottom. And the reason they leave them thicker at the bottom is so that it self-rights itself all the time. There's always that center of gravity down low. I'm going to do a quick sand. I turn my dust collector on.
No sound.
What?
I said there's no sound from the dust collection, so don't worry.
Oh. No, it's not very loud. The dust collector is in the back room. When I trimmed this up on the bandsaw yesterday, it was still 15 to 25% moisture content when I put it up here on the lathe. So this is still a relatively wet piece of elm. I've still got a little work to do down on the bottom, but I can take care of that. I actually kind of like that bark left there. I'm just gonna stand this to 120 for now. Now I'm running it backwards. This is two things. I like to stand in reverse sometimes, especially with an early grip. Because if you've got any grain that's trying to hide on you, or you've got some parallax that you're working with, cracks that you're working with. That little piece of sandpaper don't want to stay with me, so I'll let it fly. Oh yeah, feel better. And you can clean all of those, all of that fuzzies in there. You can cut them out with a sharp chisel or an X-Acto knife or whatever if you want to. So now we can turn this around. So look, it's a heavy sucker. That big mark.
Good chucks.
Well, that's what I've heard. That's what I bought it.
You will like.
See how close I was on my. I could have got it a little smaller, but I think it will be okay. I want to make sure. Yep, we're still lined up. So I'll loosen that a little bit, drive it to the shoulder, and tighten her up. In theory, it should still be true. Because this is wet wood, I want to stop that in a minute and check that because it will compress. Turn the speed down to start with just so I can see if it's running true. That's not shabby.
Just as it should be.
All right. Because I'm a chicken, I like to start on the inside with the tailstock up if I can. But I'll give me some clearance.
No, that's not being a chicken, Billy. That's being smart.
Well, I don't like things coming loose. It happens sometimes, but
yeah.
I'm in the same boat. I recommend that to all my students.
Yep, I do too. I even recommend that to that little devil that sits on my shoulder.
Yeah, it's a practice I follow in my own shop as well. Tailstock support
Yes.
as long as possible.
Correct.
Yep. What Bob wrote. Yep.
Yep. Now we can true this edge up. Now I've seen people that will back this off and then just go in and start hollowing it out. But I like to leave some support in the middle when I'm up here on the outside. Gotta put a quick edge on my 40-40. I'm not going to be able to leave it up here very long because I'm cutting in.
What wall thickness are you going to aim for?
I beg your pardon?
What wall thickness are you aiming for?
I'm aiming for about 1/4 of an inch, I think, Ruby.
Okay.
Look at the curls coming off that thing. Now I can get this out of the way. I think I'm safe enough. I do want to make sure that's still tight. Take some more off of there. Okay. Now the trick is to not get into the camera. I got it. Wow. What happens when you get too aggressive?
Never fails.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little in a hurry. When you're doing stuff like that, speed is not your friend. Well, it is as far as RPMs go, but now I got some stuff out of my way. Yeah. I didn't think I was being too aggressive.
Caught the wall. Transition.
Yeah. Okay.
You got plenty of time. Take your time, Billy.
I don't know.
It was on the thick side there anyhow.
It is a little bit. The hard part is staying around the corner.
And it could be that 40-40 grind.
Do what?
I said it could be that 40-40 grind.
Oh no, I'm looking, the camera is like right here. And my head is just above it. I'm trying to look where my tool is so I can judge my thickness. Still a little thick down there, but it's not bad. Ooh, look at those shadings.
Yeah,
All over
nice.
everything. But that's not a bad cut at all. I really like the 40-40 grind. That's the lathe come to speed, Billy. I need to see how deep I am because I don't want to go too far. I want to leave some meat. I don't want to leave that much meat. Better. David had asked last week I've got a little groove there, but no real tear out. You asked last week how about getting that, the transition cleaned up. And I mentioned using a round nose negative rate scraper and just getting some width. So if you're watching, Dave, see the width coming off of this? Very, very light touch. And if you hear it start to squeal, it's creating a vibration. And that's what causes a lot of our problems. I got a pretty good cut off of that 40/40, but I wanted to show that so that they could get an idea visually of what I was referring to. I got a little mark right there. I still need to get out. And you hear how that pitch is starting to turn? It's wanting to vibrate. So when that happens, you just back off on the pressure a little bit. And I wasn't applying much at all. I was letting the tools work. I got it. Well, almost, but that'll stand out. All right. Time to get back to work. Now I can take some more of this out. My tool lift is too far away. Dummy. And now it's too low. Nah. That part of the wall is still just a little thick. Doesn't help that I can't see what I'm doing down there. That would be something to be said for turning backwards. But I don't have a grub screw for this chuck to do that. A little thick. Take my dip.
You could always drop some super glue on there, Billy. You know how to get that off.
Thanks, Danny.
Sorry, buddy. Just looking
That's
out
all
for
right.
you.
It's all good. It's all good. Okay,
Hey,
you can see.
Tanya made it.
Oh, hey, Tanya. Tana.
Yeah, she just popped in.
I was telling people about how gifted and talented you are, Tana. She's like, oh my God, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't think I want to go much deeper than that. Maybe a little bit. But I do want to thin that wall out. I'm probably moving the camera because I'm up against. Okay, well, that took care of everything but right there. A little bit of a ridge. You can, when you're cutting, if you feel the tool, you can actually feel it. It's almost gone. You can feel where it rises and falls. I love the wisps I get off of that tool. Right. Right. Is that where it's coming? No, I'm not getting down there to it because I got too much stuff in the bottom. That's why. No, I'm not really get back there to it. Almost got it. Now we can get to it, I think. Voila! Okay. I can go just a little deep. But I think what I'll do is I may do that with my.
Was that one last cut?
Yeah. Yeah. Famous last word. That one last cut always terrifies me.
It was cloudy.
Let me see where we is. Right at that knuckle. And I think that's going to work because I will just round the bottom of that out. But I want to smooth it all up first. So I can see where I am. the transition in the curve in here is smaller radius than this big round nose scraper. So I have to use my equalizer. I got one ridge out, but I still got one. That's not the sound you want to hear. Okay. All righty. Now this is not flat, but it's not round yet either, and it needs to be. You don't want it flat. Yeah, that's a hot spot right there. So I want to go down. And yes, I'm using my scraper instead of one of my guys. I could use my bottom feeder, but it doesn't cut as well as I would like. Will that cut in there? Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Now I just try to make it round. Okay. You don't want any ridges in there at all. Boy, that's pretty wet in there. I can feel it. This thing is going to move like crazy. Yeah, really. Sometimes you have to stop and home. Ooh, that's getting pretty thin, folks. Well, thinner than maybe it ought to be, but I think it'll be all right. Well, that elm is some pretty stuff.
Yeah, it is. Gonna look nice when you're done.
It is. I agree. The hard part's done, so I'm not worried about blowing it up. I've still got one little ridge right there to get out. I've had people ask me, Billy, why don't you use one of those fancy gauges to show you your wall depth like other people do? Well, because I got a little hump right there. My fingers typically will tell me everything I need to know.
Yeah, no better gauge in your finger for a hump, unless it's two fingers.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even wall thickness, you can tell.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, now it's moved up. Now we're getting on dangerous territory. This is where you do that one last cut thing.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah, I would stay off that wall.
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
Okay.
There's a slight ridge right in here but it's really, I can feel it, but I don't know if you'd be able to see it. But I was talking about wall thickness. my fingers tell me everything I want to know about my wall thickness. And to prove it, I do have a set of these. I made them. And y'all can't see the other end, but you're going to have to take my word for it. That's not moving. That's dead on. And I'm guessing, yeah, it looks like right about 1/4 of an inch. So I will, when it's all said and done, when the bowl's finished, I'll have bow ties in all of these cracks and in these cracks. And I'll get the bottom all sanded up nice. Now, the question Emiliano was asked, well, how do you finish the bottom? I don't know if that's too wet to sand or not. We can try it. He says he uses a vacuum chuck. And lucky me, I just happen to have one.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what we can do here. Oh. My switch for my dust collector was covered with shavings. Now, because I have a relatively steep curve in there, I want to get a little softer. Come on, you're supposed to spin. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that'll stand up nice. Get me a new piece of 120 since that other one decided to fly the coop. All right, I'm probably going to end up handstanding the inside and outside of this, but I want to make this round. Now, because of the shape, you have two options, three options. You can use a jam chuck and cut this off, but using a jam chuck and cutting this off and making it round is not going to be the easiest thing in the world. Or you could put this on a set of cold jaws, and because of the way this lip rolls in, you could clamp it internally and make this bottom round. I think I'm gonna like this chuck, folks.
Oh, yes.
It is a heavy.
Oh, what a difference. What a difference it makes when you're coring.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I wouldn't even attempt to core with any of the chucks I've got.
Yeah, that 8 pounds makes the difference.
I wonder that that elm should be closed grained enough. Look at all these wet shavings. Really, why are you throwing those away? You should put the bowl in them. I'm gonna let it move, that's why. Okay. Put my elbow grabber back in. Now, if I've done this right, and y'all know me, that's never a guarantee. If I've done this right, you know,
Looks good from here.
I'm sure a lot of there is some movement there, but I'm almost certain this thing has moved. As wet as it is, it has to have moved some, but it's not bad. How loud is that? I don't think is that vacuum truck too loud?
No. No, it's fine. You don't hear a thing.
Okay. The real question is that elm close grained enough to be able to hold it? That's the question. This is only the second piece of elm I've ever turned, and I haven't vacuum chucked it, so I don't. It should be fine. I didn't go gorilla on it, but I did try to move it. Now, let's see how good I can blend that into a round bottom. How good? How well? You can tell I'm college graduated.
Always a time and place for the upper crust English. No worries there.
That's about 850 oops. 800, yeah, it's about 850 RPM. I don't know that I want to push it any faster. But I am standing out of the line of fire. You don't want it pointy like the pointy end of an egg. You want it round like the bottom end of an egg.
Good night, Paul. Good night, Neil.
How long have they been going?
An hour and 20 minutes. You're good.
I think that will do once they get it sanded up. Nope. That helps.
Just a small one. Night, Kurt. Indeed, Tim.
So, oh, I got a little chair out on the bottom, dang it. But there you have one calabash bow done the way it's supposed to be done, I think, based on everything I learned from Emiliano. A little bit round in the bottom. Could have been a little more round. But
Billy, could you re-explain the concept of what Emiliano was saying on the outside profile of the calabash bowl compared to the overall round bowl that most of the time you see folks making?
You mean the dimension-wise?
Yes.
Okay. The widest part of the bowl is only about a third up from the bottom. So I tried to make that. I missed it a little bit. I think I'm a little high, but the bottom third of the bowl at that 1/3 mark should be the widest point of the bowl. This part down here should be round like this is. And then up here, it continues to go around, just not as steep, because there are no flats in a calabash. So basically 2/3, you dummy. So basically 2/3 of the bowl exists from the widest part up, with the bottom third being starting the widest part down, and it's round. And that's not a bad wall thickness right there, I don't think. I forgot to clean that up before I turn it around. But that's, based on what I learned from Emiliano, I didn't know any of this stuff. I just know I've been doing them wrong. I've been making the lips go way inside. I've been making the round in the middle. I've been wherever I wanted it, whatever. And flat bottom and that kind of thing. But that's not the way you really do a calabash bowl. And you notice it always returns to center. There's no flat spots. But because of the center of gravity, because the inside down at the bottom is a little bit thicker, the walls are 1/4 of an inch. The bottom is right at a half. So it will set itself upright. And he said it was, in a lot of the pictures and whatnot, you'd see them dragging poi out of smaller calabash bowls. They just drag it and then let it go, because it always returns to the center.
Excellent.
What did they use the bowls for, Billy?
Well, the bowls originally,
yeah, we lost your audio.
Oh, no, you didn't. I just quit talking.
Oh, okay.
Because apparently I don't multitask very well. I can't talk and chew gum at the same time, or turn and talk. I try my best, but so originally the bowls were made for poi, food, not just poi, but their food. They would take these calabash gourds, at least I think they're called calabash gourds, and they vary in diameter, but they come up like the bowl does, and then they come taper into a long neck, and they cut that off at that taper, and they would hollow them out, let them dry, and they would use them for food, for utility purposes. We use bowls, and so they would put their food in them. And then it got to the point where somebody, I guess, decided they were going to take a piece of wood and start making that shape into a bowl. But the thing is, only Hawaiian royalty were ever given those. And Emiliano was telling me there's a number of Cree, I don't remember what the words he used were. There's in the Natural British Museum of History or something like that, there's a number of bowls, also in a historical museum in Hawaii. But they were given to royalty. The peasants didn't have them because it just took so long to make them because they were hacking them out with those basalt rocks.
Well, thanks for the demo, Billy.
Long before
Yes.
turning came along.
What a great demo. Thank you very much.
Great demo, Billy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I probably didn't do it near the justice Emiliano did, but I was impressed by it enough to want to share it, I guess.
Billy, I thought you did a great job, but I think you were lacking just a little bit on Emiliano's accent.
He is from Argentina, and I'm not.
I couldn't tell a difference.
Like I said, he lives in Maui. About 20 of his neighbors lost their homes in the fire. He lives up on the mountain, and he said him and his son and his wife were out with garden hoses, spraying water to save the property. His house didn't burn.
Wow.
But he's a neat guy.
Nice demo, Billy.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I enjoy.
You did it justice.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ruby. That means a lot.
It was excellent.
Anybody else have any questions?
I was a little gun shy trying to demonstrate in front of Ruby to start with.
Don't ever be shy about demonstrating for me. I'm just ordinary like everybody else. I can mess something up just as easily as the next person, believe me.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah, eventually,
just call the rest
eventually
of us.
we got to get you on there.
One of these days I'll get my camera set back up again. I just have to quit having these jobs coming in.
Yeah.
So no, don't do that.
Well, I know you do the YouTube stuff, so.
I see Joaquin just now came in late summer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I
got you down already, Joaquin.
I told him I got you, Joaquin. And I used that chuck tonight, by the way.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Right. That's it for me, folks. I'm honest. I really appreciate all the kind remarks. This was my first attempt at a real calabash bowl, and I'm happy with the shape, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I've got some finish sanding to do on the inside and out, but the important thing is to put the pavas, as they call them in Hawaii. I've got to figure out a way to put my pavas in, and don't worry about these cords. They're way back here. But, so that's not a safety thing, too, honest.
I understand.
And so I've got to figure out a way to get my pavas in.
What about that template he used?
The what?
Can't you buy those templates like he used to do that?
Yes, I can buy the template. So see what he does. See, this is let me change cameras again. This is what he does is he takes those router templates you can get at Rockler, They're 1/4 inch thick, about that big, and well, about just smaller than a 3x5 card, and they've got those shapes in them that match the bushing set that you put in your router with your little pattern bit, and so you have to fasten that to the wood that you're going to route out. Well, it's easy if you're putting those in a flat board or a tabletop or something. You can stick it down with any number of things. Personally, I would probably use blue tape on this side, blue tape on the template, and super glue to hold the blue tape together, and then peel them up both off, and you don't have any residue or anything. But try putting that on around both. So now I'm trying to put this flat 3x5 piece of plexiglass on top of this crack, and I don't want it to wobble. So what Emiliano does is he has just bags and bags of little shims. So he will roughly hot glue that template in place, and then he'll start sticking shims under it and hot gluing those in. And so he's got this built up mess by the time he's done, and then he waits and sits, has to wait and sit for the glue to set up before he can do anything. And then he'll route it out, and then he'll go on to the next one and the next one and the next one. I may end up going that route. But I'm going to try to figure something else out. You know me. Always.
One of the things too he did, Billy, is he put blue tape down before he started gluing it.
Yes.
So he wasn't gluing to the wood; he was gluing to his tape.
Right.
Johnny Talley at the
he glued to the wood in the demonstration I was in.
Oh, really?
Johnny Talley at the TTW demoed a system that's made just for that. I'll shoot you a message with Johnny's information. He had all the bow ties and like the little tiny, some kind of template set up. It was like something that he did in 15, 20 minutes at the meeting. So
oh, really?
Not all that hot glue and all that nonsense.
Okay, yeah, I appreciate that.
See that too.
I think that's something everybody would be interested in.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, put it in the chat, Kelly.
I gotta get Johnny to remind me what it was, and then I'll have that info for you guys by next week.
Okay.
Awesome.
Then post it on the Facebook group too.
Ron said they're really easy to do freehand. Yeah, route them out freehand. One of the things I've thought about is making. I've got all kinds of thin wood. Why do I want to buy pre-made bow ties? So I've got a laser. I can cut them out. So I thought about and creating the little butterfly templates easy. So, and I can resize it to make whatever size butterflies I want. But then I could use the same pattern if I figured out a way to hold this under my laser. I could use the same pattern and cut an outline, and then either freehand router that out with my little palm router. And that's probably the way I'm going to end up going, just because I don't want to spend any more money than I have to, and I don't mind figuring stuff like that out once in a while.
Now, how would you?
Sounds like a good demo once he figures it out.
How would you smooth out the bow ties to match the curvature of your bowl?
Oh, good question. Remember, he's routering that flat. So there's a flat hole. So when he puts that bow tie in, it sticks up more in some places than others. And so what he does is he just bends it to match the curvature of the bowl. It's just that simple. And again, he does not go through the inside. The bow ties never come to the inside. And I don't think you know what he called the dowels that he used at the end to keep the cracks from continuing?
I forget what he called them.
But those don't go all the way through either.
No.
And I may as wet as this is, I may have to have several of those.
I have to show you, I've got Freud makes an inlay kit, $35, I think it is, $40. It's a bushing, fits in your router, and it's a 1/16 bit. But this is what you can do. I've sold all of that's actually a heart that was inlaid in this box.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, Jim. Let me
Hang
highlight
on,
here.
Jim, we need to get you up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Go ahead, Jim.
Am I up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. This is a heart that was inlaid in this box. You actually in a piece of masonite, like a 1/4 inch thick masonite, you cut out whatever shape you want to inlay. And then from that, you cut out the plug, and then you put a bushing on this router sleeve.
Yeah, right.
And you cut out the piece and inlay it in.
Right.
When I do that, rather than make a bow tie, a bow tie has a square end corners on it.
Right.
I make a dog bone, and it just snaps in there. It works great. I sold them all right. I'd show you one, but that's all I have with it. When I first got it, I inlaid the kitchen table with that heart, and for my wife, and she was really impressed because I ruined the table. Anyway, you can make all kinds of things. I've got a dozen things with different shapes, and anything you draw or cut out of a piece of masonite, you can make an inlay.
Right.
Anyway, but you do it just like he did. Once you've got it, then you cut a pattern out of the plexiglass, and then you build up shims and stuff. It takes a lot of time. I don't do it very much, but
it does take a lot of time, and I didn't want to. I don't want to have to tie myself up with that kind of stuff if I can help it.
That's right.
Gary asked if anybody has any info on Ron Brown's best little hollowing setup. I didn't know he had one. It must be new because I've seen most of his products, I think.
Yeah, I saw it. He brought it out in 2022.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just wondering if anybody's used it.
Not familiar with it.
I'm not either. What does it look like? Does it look like most of the other articulated systems?
No, not really. It's way smaller, and it's not set up for big hollowing. Doing a lot of big hollowing. It's a startup for hollowing.
Basically, it's a captured tool wrist.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Oh, so it's a small captured rig.
Yeah, probably for ornamental turning.
Are you just talking about the two rollers that go in the tool? Yeah, I've got one that works fine.
Okay. Well, thank you for the.
It's only for doing smaller things.
Yeah.
Like small hollow ones and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you want to look at a system for doing something bigger, check out Simon Hope's system.
Simon has
Center, advanced lathe tools.
Yeah, the other one that I would recommend is Trent Bosch's system.
Yeah, I've seen Trent's system and saw him demonstrate it.
Yeah, I brought one of those home from SWAT.
Patrick said the Dow's called stitching pin. No, it's a Hawaiian word. Like, and they don't say butterfly for the little butterfly. They say pava, but they are the traditional bow ties butterfly thing. But they call them pavas. And there's one is the bow tie, one is the dowel at the end, and there was one more for like much smaller tracks that was more of a rectangle, and there was another name for those, and I don't.
Yeah,
it was an Emiliano's accent. It's hard for me to remember what he called them.
Yeah, Billy. The peba means fishtail in Hawaiian. He calls them fishtails, but he uses a Hawaiian
okay.
word.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Anyway, I'm sure other people have stuff they want to show.
Yep. Yeah, let's go do some gallery. Let's see. Who we got next? Let's see. Let's go to Huey. Still there, Huey? Got you on spotlight.
Yep, I'm still
Got
here.
you.
Yeah. It's lunchtime here, so it's okay.
All right.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
That's beautiful.
Very good.
What did you use to create your coves?
Brute strength and
Wow.
That is awesome.
That's
a lot of colors
there.
I
That's
laid
cool.
it out with pencil and then basically Dremel, rasps, sandpaper,
Sandpaper.
fingers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did an
Wow.
excellent job.
That's gorgeous, Huey.
It's acacia melanoxylon, which we call blackwood. It's a reasonably close cousin to the koa wood in Hawaii.
Okay.
It's not. It's deemed a hardwood, but by Australian standards, it's not particularly hard. I do have one tree that had a very high silica content. That's nasty. I've got a 5/8 Thompson gouge and 2 or 3 cuts, and I have to touch up the edge. If I go for more than half a dozen cuts, I'll probably have to put it on the grinder. You put up with it because of the color.
It's gorgeous.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I mean, oh my God, that looks horrible. You probably should send it to me so I can dispose of it properly.
Oh, I can't send it. I haven't signed it. Sorry. It's reasonably thick on the wall thickness. It's probably a quarter of an inch, and it does get thicker going down the side. Because then with a small 4 feet, it will give it great stability. And so that's basically this is what I do quite a lot most of the time. I started out life originally as a wood carver, doing the Polynesian wood carving as a kid. And so when I started turning, I thought these look a bit plain.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. Nice
Yes,
job,
sir.
Huey. Thanks for sharing.
I've got another one, I think, if you want to see it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh,
This
beautiful.
This is same blackwood, different tree, slightly different color, a little bit darker. This one I can stand, I signed it.
Oh, it's really nice.
The spirals look pretty complicated, but I've got a fairly simple method. And I have to admit, I got it off William Hunter, guy out in California, and I've refined it a bit better and made it a lot more what to suit my purposes. But basically, the layout is very simple. Probably warrants a demo at some stage. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of this stuff. It's endemic in Australia, but it depends on, it needs cold and it needs a bit of altitude to get the color.
Oh.
In all the places it grows, it's used as firewood.
Wow.
Right on. Wow.
It's near the coast, so it won't have much color. And it's hardwood, so it burns well.
Yeah.
Very, very pretty though. That looks nice.
That is very pretty.
Love it.
You did a
Hey,
great
Huey,
job.
Huey, can you put your email address in the chat for me?
Yeah. If you look here carefully, see that there? There's that's where my granddaughter discovered that it doesn't bounce on a tiled floor.
Oh, wow.
That's funny.
Yeah, and the first one I did, I had to glue up 2 or 3 times because I wasn't a bit ham-fisted. So don't.
Right.
So where do you want my email?
Yeah, just write it in chat, and then that way I can copy it, and then I'll be in touch with you about getting something set up for a demo. That'd be fantastic.
Okay, here we go. It's Gmail. Well, I've seen you like that. That's the latest one. And here's a somebody asked me about this.
Oh my goodness.
And I said, well, what's life without a challenge?
Oh my God.
Somebody has way too much free time on their hands.
Yeah, I got to admit, this one's got a bit of super glue in it. It's like a joint.
It's gorgeous.
But it's the same timber, different tree.
That
Wow.
You did a great job on that.
Probably can't do a demo making one because it takes me 2 or 3 days.
Sure. Well, we can always do the cooking channel method. You know, Rachel Ray.
Well, yeah, do a video and triple the speed of it.
There you go.
We can figure it out. I'll be in touch with you once I get your email address.
But the layout is quite good.
Yeah.
The only catch is I'm in the process of moving house. So I've got all the small stuff in the shop is in the new place, and the lathes and the bandsaw are still up here. I got to take them off the stands and so forth.
Well, we can get it set up, for several months down the road. No worries there.
Yeah, because I'm moving about 50, 60 miles.
Yeah. Okay.
Work is definitely worth waiting for.
Yep.
Here's a funny thing. In Australia, wood turning, I would sell one of these a year.
Huh.
Everybody says, "Oh, I get them from China." I said, "Well, go for it."
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I tell them.
But basically, they want to pay $35, $40.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah. We have the same issue here.
Yeah, and I'm in 2 galleries, and I sell one a year on average.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The biggest problem is if you want, say, a couple $100 for it, they'll add one gallery add 75% to it.
Wow.
So yeah, so I made the suggestion. How about we do some of the supermarket model, less profit but more sales. Yeah, it looked like I was talking rubbish to a Chinaman.
Yeah.
Good luck.
He wouldn't listen to that. But
Yeah, I hear you.
Dewey, the top and the bottom of those they're cut in 2 different directions. Do you find that the right hand is easier to do than the left hand slope?
Yes.
Okay.
The reason why most of my stuff it's easier to the rig I've got set up, I can easily go the other way, but I'm ambidextrous, but it's better if you go around the back side of the lathe because a lot of the carving is done on the lathe as well with a special jig I've made. But I just find that I end up going this way, and somebody once suggested that maybe it's because I live in the southern regions and that's the way the world spins for me. I mean, he was a Texan, so I forgave him.
There you go.
We forgive them all.
I tried to be left and right, and boy, I'll tell you, the lefts were buggered to me.
But Yeah, so that's what I do. Yeah, being right-handed, I'm more right-handed than left-handed. I turn left and right-handed. There was a time when I was young, when I was a kid, I could write with my left hand, but I'm basically right-handed, and so that's the reason why it goes that way. This, by the way, is it's got some quilting. It's red gum.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Very old red
Nice
gum
job,
tree,
Harry.
150 years old.
Wow.
Right on.
They grow a long time here.
Very nice.
But yeah, right-handed, because I'm right-handed. It's just easier.
All
I have
right.
done.
Thanks for sharing, Harry.
Yeah, well, that's probably it for me. Yeah. There you go.
All right. Sounds good. Much appreciated.
Welcome.
Good seeing you tonight.
Yep.
All
Welcome
right.
to the meeting.
Let's go to Terry. Hey, Terry.
Hey, Dan, why don't you skip on over me? We're a little late and there's a few people I want to hear from. I'll get this next week.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Let's go to, let's see. Where's he at? Kelly.
How's it
Come on,
going,
Kelly?
Hey guys. So I'm glad you did that demo tonight, Billy, because I was kind of wanting to turn a calabash and had never turned one. I went to Emiliano's demo, but I was having a hard time staying awake at first, and then the power went out. So I just went and got a cup of coffee instead. But I stopped by Mike Hunter's booth, and he sent me this email, and it had the percentages and ratios. And I sent him an email back that said, I'm not an accountant, but I did like the picture. And so I copied that picture. I still have to hollow it out, but there's mine.
Looks good.
Looks good.
Very nice.
Looks good, Kelly.
I had to go get it off the lathe. Also, there was a lot of good wood there, and there's an old boy there from Virginia, where I'm from, selling wood. So I bought a bunch of burl wood from him and came home and made a box.
Oh, sweet.
That's pretty.
Ebony inlay on the top. But I used Carl Jacobson's brass inserts on it. So it's got a brass insert.
Nice.
Excellent.
And
cool.
I guess also I got some cherry and I didn't like how it looked, so I figured I'd play around with some texture. And so I made this. I wanted it to look like a shipwrecked item, you know?
Cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can see the colors in it, but
Oh, that's neat.
it does look like a shipwrecked item.
Yeah, that looks kind of like the technique that Robert Hodge used on one of his recent projects.
I don't know, man. It's an interesting technique that I did. I guess I'll tell you guys about it later. I just got back from the club. We were over at Rockler. There were 4 of us there making stuff, and I made this little box out of olive wood with it's in a book somewhere. The goal was to meet the exact specific millimeter specifications from the book, and so we made these little Chinese hat boxes identical to the little. I don't remember what book it was, but I had, we had the pages and the calipers or whatever. That was fun. And then I've made a bunch of these before, and I've shown them, but I had to come straight home and do it because Martin Saban gave me one of his bowls that he demoed. So since I sat there and watched him make bowls, I made one like Martin makes. That real nice silver maple.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very pretty.
Super.
Wow.
Very nice.
And that is a 3 or 4 day old bowl, and you can rub your fingers and hands all over it. That does not move.
And
that's there for good. But I don't.
You finish it with Hampshire sheen?
Among other things, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can see the color variations in that. But
yeah,
I can't see them on my side.
Martin would be proud, Kelly.
Huh?
Martin would be proud.
What's that?
Martin would be proud. It looks great.
Oh yeah. I really like that one. But I've made a bunch like it, but nothing that had that good, that nice of a finish. And so the last thing I wanted to show, right before I ask, how come Rita's not on the? How come we can't see Rita tonight, Jim? I thought we promised that Rita was going to be on the.
She was on here before. I don't know where she's at. Hold on.
One of my favorite things from SWAT was a present I got from Jim.
Yeah, there you go. A stool sample.
Yeah.
Jim, he gave me a stool sample.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But only a few of those.
That was neat, Jim.
Right on.
All right, that's all I got.
All right, thank you. All right, let's go to Northern Kentucky. Hey, Doug.
All right, just real quick. Don't want to keep everybody real late. Had a little breakout of fungus in the house. One of the stores I've got. One store can't sell a mushroom, the other one can't keep them, and so I've made a bunch to send down to the one that can't keep them, and so those were kind of fun. And then Ruby's seen this, but not in this condition.
Oh wow!
That did come out well.
Yeah, this is the vase that I did on my live yesterday on YouTube, and you still can't see it. The light's not the best in the world, but that was done in dyed black, sanded back, then green, and now it's got about 6 or 7 coats of that Krylon 2X, and I've still got to sand it back, put one more coat on it, then I can buff it out real nice. But it's almost done.
It's coming along really nice.
Looks great.
That is pretty.
Looks good, Doug.
Yep.
Yeah, that's real pretty, Doug.
Doug.
Yeah, that was a good demo.
Thank you all so much.
Like that color.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Did you do the same inside, Doug?
The insides, no, I'm not. I may spray some black in there, but it'll have to be sanded out a whole lot more before I do anything other than black. Black would just cover it real good for me. So that may be what I do with it.
Or just leave it like it is. What do you need finish for?
Yeah, I could. It's a little rough down toward the bottom. I sanded the top 2 inches. That's as far as my fingers will go. But the rest of it's pretty rough. So I'll have to sand it more. I have to get a stick and do it.
Try Dean's sanding sticks.
Exactly.
There, the color's showing now.
Oh
yeah. Good idea on it.
I'd put some black milk paint down in the bottom of it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So many opinions.
Well, we look forward to seeing what you wind up doing with it there, Doug. I'm sure you'll have
this will get put on social media here in a day or two.
Yep, right on, buddy. All right, let's go down to the swamps of South Texas. Hey, Joaquin.
Hey, how y'all?
Doing good.
Okay, I haven't been on the lathe since I got home, and I'm sure you already talked about it, but Jim's idea of putting a placard on the table, it was like sitting with family every time we had lunch and then the banquet. It was a great idea. Just Jim, thank you for doing that. And it was really great. But the story I had, Jim gave me one of them stool samples also. And I had to have laser surgery on my eye Monday. I walked in there and I showed it to the nurse. She grabbed it and took a picture of it and went and showed all the other nurses. So then I walked in there to get my surgery on my eye and I said, "Hey, doc, have you seen this before?" And he grabbed it, got his phone out. He was taking pictures of it. So this has been more fun. I've got more laughs out of this than anything I could think of. And thank you, Jim. And I just want to compliment everybody who was at SWAT. What a great time it made it as a club. It was fantastic. What you all?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I saw your items in the gallery, man, and they were fantastic.
Well, thank you. I tried to take different stuff of different items, and the Brazos Valley guys have already hit me up about coming up and doing a 5-point mouth vase in October, and the journey, and so I got to prepare for that.
I tried to make it out of there with that big bowl, but security got a hold of me.
Yeah, that was really great, and there was so many beautiful pieces there, like Sammy Long and all his piercing, and
Yeah.
beautiful stuff. You know?
And some of the tiniest, I mean, small segmented pieces with segments that weren't any bigger than a 16th, or actually less
Yeah.
than a 16th of an inch. Absolutely blew my mind.
Mm-hmm. And I went to Colin Way's class on the stew. Oh my gosh, I might be able to use a stew now. You know what? he really brought a lot of things to light.
Colin Way gave me that Viking, the Viking smoking figure.
Oh, I didn't get that. Did you get one?
Yeah, I got the Viking.
Man, I wondered how he did that. I was doing something else. And yeah, I can't wait to make a calabash bow and put a pava in it. That guy's just a great guy. I've been following him for a while. I have a video of him doing that, but it's one of them he sent to me and I can't share. Way back when. So
you could probably share it over popcorn.
I guess I could take pieces and parts out of it.
Yeah. Is that on his calabash bowls?
Yeah, calabash bow and the pava.
He's got one on YouTube.
Does he?
Start to finish.
Yeah.
Emiliano does?
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched something Emiliano had like months ago. I watched it where he was describing the history of them, but I don't think I remembered seeing one where he made one.
What?
Yeah.
Does he not like sharing his stuff?
Well, I know he was on Meet the Woodturner, and we all sent in, yes, we'd like to have a video on the calabash bow and the pava, but we had to promise we wouldn't share it with anybody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know whether he's got a video out on that, or
he said during the one I watched that he did have some videos on YouTube. So I don't know if he's put them up recently.
Yeah.
I haven't looked to see.
Yeah.
I haven't looked either, Dean.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody let's find it and put it in chat.
Well, I did record his whole thing at SWAT.
You got my email address?
Yeah. No, I don't.
That coffee hadn't kicked in, man. I was having a hard time, and then the power went out. So
it's in 2 parts. I'll be glad to send it out.
Yeah. You're about to have it.
Okay. Very good.
Hey, Dean, it's great to hear your voice again.
Oh, it's great to be here again.
It was great to see you at SWAT, buddy.
Yes, it was.
Well, I'll tell you what, I hated riding that scooter at SWAT and hope I never have to do that again, but I wouldn't have missed it for the world.
I'm glad you got to come.
Me too. Great.
Sure. Good stuff. All right. Well, we're after the top of the hour. We're at the end of gallery. Let's go back to Captain Eddie for the close of ceremonies.
Boy, this has been an evening, hasn't it? Wow. Billy, you outdid yourself, sir. You really did. Excellent. Excellent demonstration. Oh, before we go any further, folks, remember to save the chat. There's a lot of good information in the chat tonight. It will be posted on our website when Dave does the update to the meeting, which is meeting number 205 tonight. And this all got started at SWAT. Yes, 4 years ago. Thanks to all the guys and gals that are turners that are with us right now that start out with us right there, sitting on the floor, sitting on a tailgate, talking about wood turning. Yeah, y'all made it happen. You're still making it happen. I'm sorry I missed the party last week, but boy, I tell you what, you won't keep me away from there again. and no matter what. And I know what you look like, so I can find you. So we're going to be there. Look, we had a good evening. We learned a lot, and we learned a couple of things about safety. And I want you to take that to heed when you go to your shop. Need you to go in your shop and be safe and come back as in just as good a shape as you went in there with. We don't want to have any injuries or accidents, and no heroes. Okay, no heroes. And if you have something you'd like to share with this club about what's happening in your shop, things you do, ideas, tricks, tips, shortcuts, whatever, if it helps you, it helps us. So we will once again do a tips and tricks and program to where we can share with you all these little things that come off the back of the shelves that you come up with that make out turning a whole lot easier. Just working in the shop a whole lot easier. So, and if you have that, remember, this is your wood turning club. There's no snow about this. There's nothing grows under our feet. We just keep on going. I'm Captain Eddie Castellan. Carl Jacobson wanted to say hi to you from him. That's from Tim Hatch. All right, Tim, you ran across Carl Jacobson? Yeah. You still got money? Really? You know, that's the deal. That's the deal. And, you know, when I hands with Carl, I put one on a wallet and one out, you know.
Yeah, I bought stuff from him last year, Eddie. And so, yeah, this year was just a BS session.
Yeah, you see,
he wanted to wish you well, and glad to see you're still up and moving.
Yeah. See, he brings Robin as a distraction. So, you know, he gets Robin. Oh, hi, how y'all doing? And then Carl gets you. That's just how it goes. All right. But look, I'm glad y'all had a good time. I had a great evening. I will be back again here on Wednesday nights. Where's your friend? That's right. We build this organization with you and your friends. We'll be back next Wednesday evening. We turn the button on, turn it off. But right now, don't move, because this continues on with some really, really juicy stuff coming up. Because now we bring the big dogs. Y'all take care. Safe. Above all else, be safe.